Hey, here we are, and we're going to be taking a look at the six trigonometric ratios. Just a little bit of a refresher for what we're already doing. And is anybody here? Oh, yeah, it looks like we've got some folks here in class. Okay, I was starting to worry, thinking I might be the only one here, but it's good to see that everybody's showing up. And so let's kind of get started here. Oh, man, it's a full house today. That's great. We got everyone here, except for maybe Waldo. Ah, there's Waldo. Now, again, your best friend today is probably going to be SOHCAHTOA, and I like to actually look at the SOHCAHTOA and not just say it in my head. So, if nothing else, you might want to just stare at the wall in front of you and look at that SOHCAHTOA, because when I actually see the SOH, it reminds me that sine is opposite over hypotenuse. When I see the CAH, it reminds me that cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. And then when I see TOA, it reminds me tangent is opposite over adjacent. And then, of course, this unit, what was new for us, were the reciprocals, cosecant, secant, and cotangent. Of course, those turn out to be very easy because if we get the first three answers, we just flip them upside down. So we have the reciprocals, and that's the next three answers. That'd be fun to maybe do the first question together. So if you do not have the worksheet in front of you yet, you might want to just pause and make sure you get the worksheet, or if you don't have your pencil yet, get that. But you can almost pause the video, stop the video, rewind the video until you're certain that you're actually ready to start. Okay, if you've got all your materials and you're actually ready to start working, I'm like, aha, I only know two sides of the right triangle. So which tool should we grab? That's right, the Pythagorean theorem. I know 3 squared plus 4 squared will get me the hypotenuse squared. 3 times 3, of course, is 9. And 4 times 4 is 16. So I've got 9 plus 16 is c squared. Again, if at any point in time I'm just going a little bit too quickly, hit the pause button, hit the stop button, hit the rewind. 9 plus 16, 25. Of course, I don't want the value of the hypotenuse squared. I just want the hypotenuse. So I take the square root of 25. That gets us 5. So I put 5 on the hypotenuse. You might say, oh my goodness, it's just that 3, 4, 5 right triangle again. Of course, before I do my SOHCAHTOA, I got to make sure that I know which side is which. For the opposite, I need to be all the way across from angle theta. Remember, when you're selecting an angle and you look across, you got to pick a side. Don't pick another angle, all right? Opposite angle theta is the 4. Hypotenuse, that's probably the easiest one to get. That's the longest side of a right triangle. It's also opposite the 90-degree corner. And if I've identified opposite and hypotenuse, well, obviously the third side is the adjacent side. So SOHCAHTOA, sine is opposite over hypotenuse. Well, that'll be 4 over 5. Cosine, adjacent over hypotenuse. 3 over 5. Tangent is opposite over adjacent. Opposite is 4, adjacent is 3. So I write down 4 over 3. Now notice this is real easy because none of these fractions reduce. Stay on your toes, because with some of the other triangles, you might have fractions that need to be reduced, right? This first example, 3 is a prime number, 5 is a prime number, and you're like, hey, I mean, it's going to be difficult to reduce anything, right? The only number that's composite is the 4. So these won't reduce. Now, of course, the next 3 answers, piece of cake. You just flip your first 3 answers upside down. All right, so cosecant is the reciprocal of sine. Secant is the reciprocal of cosine. Cotangent is the reciprocal of tangent. Right, so for the next 3 answers, I just flipped the first 3 over. You'll probably notice, and this is a little bit embarrassing, but on the worksheet on the front side, I've got questions 1, 2, and 3. On the back side, it should be questions 4, 5, and 6, but yeah, I've got some silly numbering there. All right, but questions 4, 5, and 6 are on the back side. And so it is time for you to continue working on the worksheet on your own, at your own pace. Should be relatively successful with this. We've been doing SOHCAHTOA for a while now. And I will be back in the classroom tomorrow.